Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Real Estate Talk Show, Homebuying 101 with Sebastián Córdoba, Mr. Clear to Close. Guys, super excited this week because I have a very special real estate agent, Harrison Tejada, real estate agent from eXp Realty. And not only we have a very special guest, but we're talking about some very important topics. So renters, listen, yes, we have some very valuable information that you guys do not want to miss. So please tune in, like it, comment, subscribe, and let's talk some mortgages. All right, guys, so please, big round of applause. Take out them fireworks, blow them horns, because we have Harrison Tejada from eXp Realty.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity to be here and be able to express my knowledge with the community, especially the Spanish community that are coming here for the American dream, which is owning a home. But that dream could be very, very affordable and cheaper than you think. Sometimes it could be even cheaper than renting an apartment. So I'm glad to go over some information here today.
Love it, love it. Yes, coming in hot, coming in with so much fire. I love it. So, guys, take out the notepads, the pens. You know, if you got pencils, sharpen them up because we got a lot of good information coming. So, before we get into some good topics, Harrison, please, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the business. And yeah, who's Harrison?
Yeah, so I was born in the Dominican Republic. I came here when I was 3. I started the business right around COVID. I joined Ponce Realty with the Tomatoes brothers. They taught me the game. They taught me everything about real estate, and they gave me the foundation. They're big real estate investors, so they taught me how to get it done. After that, I joined eXp around a year ago, and then joined by with Ray team, and we took off with the content. I wasn't making content, so I wasn't seeing the growth I wanted to see. And then right as soon as I started making content earlier this year, I started taking off, started getting a lot of business from there, started helping a lot of people, and
Amazing.
I'm excited.
Amazing. Well, that's good. So, one of the topics that we want to talk about is how you're helping renters get into a home, right? How can you become a successful and a sustainable homeowner? And what are the first steps, right? So do you work with a lot of renters? Kind of what are some mistakes that you're seeing, or what's kind of something that you advise that maybe they should take on that first step, or what they should do?
100%. So I work with a lot of renters. That's how I started in real estate, because it was easier for me to post apartments and have people who could afford an apartment easier than affording a home. And I saw that there was an opportunity there, because whenever you rent an apartment, you pay first, last security broker fee. It could be $10,000 to $12,000. And then there's certain loan programs where the bank will give you 2% and you just put 1%, which is $10,000. So I'm like, if somebody can get a house with $10,000 and rent an apartment for $12,000, why aren't they buying a home? And then it clicked to me that they just don't have the information that I have. So I've been talking to them and getting them ready so they can take that step forward.
Amazing, amazing. So that's huge, because I think what you're talking about is, there's a lot of people out there who are renting that they might be able to own a home and actually qualify.
100%.
Right? I mean, so that's amazing. So for us as a lender, what do we look at is very straightforward. The credit score, the employment history, and based off of those two, we say, okay, credit score is above, let's say 580, 600 to make it easier. You've been employed for 2 years. Well, guess what? Yeah, you do qualify. Now let's take a look at how much, right? So now we look at the income, either your W-2s, tax returns, and then we see, okay, well, based on your monthly income, what's the maximum you can put towards a mortgage payment? It's a percentage called debt to income ratio, right? So amazing. So that's amazing. So what's one other, I guess, you said one huge mistake, right? But what's one advice you think you would say, hey, renters, what's something that you guys should do?
They should definitely contact a realtor like myself. I find for a lot of renters, they believe it's impossible to own a home because they don't know where they're at. And you can't get to where you're going if you don't know where you're at right now. So getting in contact with me so I can put you in contact with Sebastian, and we can see where you are with your credit. If you need help, we can help you fix that. If you need to get your taxes a little bit higher, income a little bit higher, we can help you with that. And now you know where you're going. I've had people that said they can't own a home, and in one quick call, we can pre-approve them, and then now they can buy a home. But they didn't know that because they never reached out. So reaching out is the first step to see where you are, so then we can take you to where you need to go.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So guys, please, don't hesitate. Reach out to your local realtor, to your lender. Harrison's more than happy to come in. I'm more than happy to answer any questions as well. But the idea is to work with a professional, right? Work with the team 100%. So you guys know where you stand, see how much you guys can qualify up to, and then have fun shopping and looking at homes, right? 100%. So what's one of the things that you see that's kind of, that you love a part of this whole process, right? You seeing renters kind of open up their eyes and say, oh, hey, I can buy. And we get them in a home. I mean, how is that process?
Yeah, the process is very simple. I mean, it starts obviously with getting pre-approved so you can know how much home you could afford. and then we look at any home that we can afford. And for me, it's about maximizing the home you can get, right? Like a lot of properties are in a great community, just need a little bit of love, right? Like you just replace the stove, the fridge, paint a little bit, and now the house looks brand new, and now you got a little bit of equity instead of getting the most expensive, nicest house, and then the equity is not near there. So I seeing a lot of people see the bigger picture with a couple little touch-ups, and then the home can come to life, and then it's yours. Then you build the equity, and then from that house, being able to buy more as a second-time buyer is a great feeling for a lot of people.
Amazing. That's good. And I think you touch a really important topic because, yeah, I mean, if this first home isn't your forever home, which, typically it's the first stepping stone to get into that forever home, right? But let's say you want to live there for the rest of your life. Well, yeah, there's different types of loan programs with down payment assistance, but there's also rehabilitation loans, right? So if a house is maybe a little distraught, maybe it needs $50,000 in repairs, well, guess what? There's a loan program where you can include those repairs into the loan, buy the home, and within 6 months after you close, those repairs need to be done by a certified GC, general contractor. But you can all include that, and now what have you done? You've bought it at a lower price, boosted that value up with the equity that you just put into the property, and you're in a so much better position. In the future, yeah, the rate's a little bit higher just because it's a little riskier loan program, but you refinance, lower the mortgage payment, and now you're in a better position. All right, so amazing. 100%. Thank you for bringing that up. So I guess I know there's another huge topic that we want to talk about, how we see in the market, just the values continue to go up, and why right now is really a good time to buy. But before we switch to that topic, is there anything else you want to say to the renters out there that are listening? Any other advice or kind of steps that they should follow?
Yeah, so I think the steps really is just trying to keep their income as high as possible. That's the most important thing. I know that a lot of times, obviously, people want to report the taxes and they put losses because they're trying to obviously, do what they have to do. But at the end of the day, it's an investment of you reporting as much as possible. If you need to get a second job for a year or two, you need to lock in, make as much money as possible, report almost no losses, so that way your income can be high at the end, and then you can qualify for the highest house possible.
Amazing. How the notepads guys doing out there? They packed? They're full.
100%.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So, all right. So amazing. Thank you so much, Harrison, because I appreciate that. And all renters, please don't hesitate. Reach out. There's a lot of good questions out there that there's so many answers to. But we're here to guide and help. So thank you. Now, the other important topic, which I know we were speaking about behind the cameras, was very important because, yes, what we're seeing in the market right now is the values aren't going down. There's no market crash. There's no prices going down, right? Or what are you seeing, Harrison?
Yeah, I see the prices keep going up, and I see the supply is staying low, right? Like I was telling you, before I was into real estate, I bought a 4-family house in Rhode Island in 2020 for $460,000, and that house today is worth almost $800,000. So it doubled in 5 years, and that's where I see the market going, especially the Massachusetts, Rhode Island market, which is where my main is. I do Rhode Island, New Hampshire as well, but those markets, I see them catching up very quick, and I see the market of prices continue to go up.
Which is right, because, yeah, I mean, you look down south a little bit, New York, you look down, maybe even California. I mean, those are some high price points. And, I mean, I love Massachusetts. I think we're better than those states, So I think 100%. We're fortunate to still have some affordable prices. But you're right. I mean, what we're seeing right now is the rates are starting to go down. Rates are going down. So what does that mean for the supply and the demand chain, like you said, is, hopefully there's going to be a little bit more supply. Why? Because some of the homeowners who have been waiting for rates to drop so they can sell and maybe buy the next one, they've been waiting for this moment, right? So we might see a little bit more inventory, and hopefully we do. And if we do, what does that mean? Rates go down, there's more demand now, right? Which is already here, but now there's more demand. So it's still going to be a competitive market. There still might be some, outbids, but I think it's still a good opportunity to buy, because if you buy now, yes, you refinance the rate later into a better position like we spoke about, but you're building all this equity in the meantime, right? Because the values are not going down.
100%.
Rates go down, just prices go up because of supply and demand.
100%. And just like we were talking, the rate doesn't really matter, unfortunately. I know that a lot of social media gurus are always scaring people, wait for the market crash, wait for this. The perfect time to buy is now. At least start talking to somebody like myself or like Sebastian and see where you are so we can guide you in the right direction. Because if you buy a house with a high interest now, and in 2 years it goes to $200,000 in equity, now you can refinance and you can pull out those $200,000 and you can go buy a house in your country or buy another house here. So you just took advantage instead of sitting and waiting, and now you're paying $200,000 for the same house. I don't want to pay $200K more than what something's worth. So at the end of the day, that scarcity mindset, we have to get rid of it as renters and first-time home buyers. And we need to really understand that nothing's gonna go down. It doesn't matter what nobody said. Even if it tips, it's still on the upscale. So at the end of the day, I see that properties are gonna keep going up, and whoever doesn't buy a property is gonna regret it in the next 20 years because it's gonna be very difficult for them to catch up.
I love it. And that's good information, you know. And I think it's something where hope, you know, it's to open people's eyes, right, and understand that it's possible. It's not impossible to buy a home. There's just certain ways and processes and factors that you need to meet to be able to buy a home, right? So work with a professional so they can guide you and we can get you into a home. But one very important topic you mentioned, you just said, is international buyers. I know there's a bunch of people who flew in from Colombia, from Mexico, La República, from China, from Spain. Wow. So some of the good information you talked about is, you know, there's a lot of people who say, okay, I'm going to work here, I'm going to save as much money, and then I'm going to send my money back to another country, to the exterior, to invest in real estate over there and live a good life over there, right? But I think we spoke about before is maybe there's a better plan, business plan, where you can maybe put some of that money and create a foundation here, right? Generate some of those dollars, so then those dollars multiply a lot quicker over there, right?
100%, yeah. Like I was saying off camera, a lot of people come to America, they migrate from different countries, and they're thinking, back home I'm gonna buy a house, back home I'm gonna secure, because they're not from here. So if something goes left, they can go back and have a home. And that's a great plan, and I support it. But there's a better way of buying here, getting the equity from here, right? Because the economy is strong, houses are gonna keep going up. And then from the equity, you could buy in your country, and then you can have both properties. This one producing and taking care of the one in your country. So
love it.
Very important.
Amazing, amazing, good stuff. And wow, I think that's very valuable information. So, you know, before we leave these beautiful people, which I know now they're going on to their second notepad. I see people getting new notepads, but you know, before we leave these beautiful people, you know, please leave us with an advice, you know, maybe a suggestion, a tip that you want us to you know, go home with. But more importantly, Harrison, what's the best way that we can reach out to you as well, please?
100%. So for me, just being in America is a great opportunity, and we need to take advantage of this economy of this country. There's no other country like it. So I think just being able to focus on the positive mindset of you being able to own a home, taking advantage of the programs that are out there, and being able to understand that it is not that difficult. If you're paying $2,000 or $3,000 on rent, you could afford to buy a multifamily home, and the home will help you pay for the mortgage with the other rents. So it's not hard. It's very simple. We got some work to do, but I'm willing to put in the work. So my name is Harrison Tejada. You can find me like that on Facebook. My Instagram is Sold by Harrison, like I might have my TikTok as well. The information is down as well. So contact me if you need a free consultation. I'm definitely willing to look over your situation and get you ready to buy a home this year or beginning of next with the help of Sebastian.
Love it, Harrison. Amazing. It sounds like you've done this before, man. That's some good stuff. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, Harrison, again, thank you so much for coming, man.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming. Please like it, comment, share, subscribe. If you guys have questions, reach out. We're here to help. And see you guys next week. Let's talk some mortgages.